Let's get our planners ready for August. As always, there is lots going on in these videos. I will show you my July signature in here. I will introduce my new digital kit for August called Under the Sea, which is very dear to my heart. I will decorate the cover of my new planner, as well as start setting up my planner for August. And finally, I have 2 book reviews for you. Welcome to Plan With Me for August. It's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. So let me start off by showing you what I have added to my July signatures. So a lot of this you've seen already in other videos. If not, you can go check out my Plan With Me playlist linked below this video. This collage, I think I've made in the Plan With Me June video. These are my steps for July so far. This here is a page I did off camera using a napkin and some distress stains. Some sentiments. This says embrace the unknown and do more than just exist. Also some gesso here. Then I toned this down a little bit because it was just too much purple going on. So I just collaged a bit on top of this purple. I added the She Lived and I added bits of green here and here and here so that it fits better to this page, which has a lot of green. This is a page I don't want to show you too much of because that's coming up in another video. I think it's the next video on Friday. That's actually a video I've done for the Junk Journal July collaboration with Meg Journals. This one we've done together. This one here kind of seemed too boring, so I added this fun flower stamp, which I'm also going to show you. I'm not sure when that video is coming up, but stay tuned for that. I show you how to make stamps from stencils. Then I just added this little bit right here. This one, I think I only posted on Instagram. That was just a random, simple collage I made. This is one of my faces I was practicing. This one I've done off camera as well. This was just a photo I had printed from Pinterest. I colored in her lips red, added some collage paper in the back and some sentiments and a tab from a paper scrap. This one I did off camera as well. It's a very simple collage. As you can see, I decided this whole spread needed some color. You might recognize her from my art journal page video if you've seen that. I added that in the art journal that is going to all of the art festival participants, which I attended in May. And I had her left over, so I wanted to have one in my planner as well. Just added some collaging down here. Then I added this collage. I had this beautiful giraffe left over from the 5 Digital Items Challenge. So I've already filmed the last episode of the summer edition. You can find that playlist linked below as well. And this video is coming up, and I think in about 2.5 weeks. So this is the one where I use my own digitals, and I had some leftovers from the challenge I did using Louise's digitals. This was just very simple. I just painted over this and added a die cut, which I also kind of painted over. Didn't do anything here. Here I just added a piece of a background paper and then collaged a little bit on top of that. Here I added, again, one of my drawn faces. It's actually the same face that I used here. I've been kind of obsessing over this one, trying to figure out the best way to draw her, so I'm still practicing. But I really love how this one came out. Yeah, and I will keep working on her until I'm happy. And here's my book list. So let me share my new digitals with you. So my new kit is very, very special to me. You might know that I love spending time in Egypt at the Red Sea snorkeling with my hubby. And so I wanted to share my love of the ocean with you. Let me show you some photos of the underwater world of the Red Sea, and then I will show you what this month's new kit Under the Sea looks like in the digital version first.
The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself. And I see you shine in every color, resting your head in my arms. You sing la 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 la. My God, I think I might be in love. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. You'll never feel alone as long as you're with me. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. There's no place on earth I would rather be. I found you today. It feels like it's been forever, laughing all day. We spin around, your hand reaches mine. Feels like I can't do anything, just give me a mountain to climb. You sing la 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 la. My God, I think I might be in love. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. You'll never feel alone as long as you're with me. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. There's no place on earth I would rather be. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. You'll never feel alone as long as you're with me. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. There's no place on earth I would rather be. The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun.
So this is the third planner that I made in the current style that I'm working in. Each planner has 3 signatures, 1 signature per month. So this was my first one. And if you want to know how I make this type of planner, you can see that video linked below as well, showing you exactly how I made this. And then because this one was getting too bulky, because originally I had 6 signatures in here, I took 3 out and made this journal from that. And so now I made this one in the same style, again with 3 signatures. And this time for the spine, I used a beautiful fabric by Tim Holtz, which I received from my sweet friend Honey. Danke nochmal, liebe Honey. And the papers I used here on the cover are obviously my coffee bubble papers. If you have not seen how I make these, you can also find that video linked below, as well as digital versions of this if you don't want to make your own papers. So let me show you what it looks like so far. And I did not add a closure on this one like I did on this one because I don't think they need it. They stay closed even when they are full. So I'm not going to add a closure on this. There's plenty of room, as you can see. So in the front and back, I added one of my background papers from the new kit. And I had a comment in one of my previous videos asking if I could show you how I print my papers full size, meaning without the white border. So usually they would come out like this if I print them without any special settings, which is actually perfect if I want to add them on these papers. Because if I cut the white edge off, then I see a little bit of this paper, which I want. But for the covers, I wanted to go full size, and I will show you right here the settings that I use to do that. So I have my JPEGs here, then I go to File, Print, as usual. And then it is very important to go to the paper size and say, in my case I have A4 borderless. For you it will be, I don't know, maybe it's the US paper size, but you have to go to borderless, and then you go to scale to fit, and then you get a borderless print. You just hit print then. So as always with these kind of planners, I like to keep the signatures quite plain. I just have different kinds of coffee dyed papers inside. This time I also included a few envelopes just for the fun of it. And I always add more pieces of paper than I need to add on my calendar pages, because as you saw, I like adding some art in between and some collaging and stuff. So I like having extra space. So there's the other side of that envelope. Here's some more of my coffee watercolor dyed papers. These you can also find linked below. And I will also again link you my coffee dyeing playlist, where you can see different methods of how I get results like this, for example. Or like this. This video is actually also in that playlist, so you can find that there. Another envelope here, and the third signature. Super simple. Another envelope, another half envelope. This was a junk mail envelope, which I coffee dyed. And that's it. So as you can see, I have not decorated the cover, which is what I want to do now. And I thought I want to do something similar in the style to what I did here, to not just add a full page of my printable here, but to add a piece of ephemera and then add some more decorations around it. So what I always do now is I take something from my kit, which starts off my new journal, as the cover of the journal. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be cute to have this little seahorse on the front here somehow? I mean, it's kind of small, but we can see if we can somehow make that work. Maybe I can add some other bits actually underneath. I'm just realizing maybe some tags, or I mean, these are also great images. These are envelopes, by the way. I hope you can see that. Actually, I folded some already, so that you can see what they look like. So we have this one and this one. So as you can see, all you do is you just fold in these two flaps and then fold this one on top, and you glue here and here, and then you have this cute envelope. And as you can see here, I added some of my coffee bubbles on the inside so that it's not just plain white. And the same thing, of course, with this one, with the beautiful jellyfish. And the cool thing about having this as a kit and not actually being in the Red Sea is there's no sharks here. It's only happy and welcoming fish. Oh, and I want to show you, where is he? There's one very special creature here. It's this guy. And maybe you also saw him on the background papers. So I've given him a name, because the funny thing is, when I talk to my hubby about his friends or family members, I have the feeling like 80% of the men are either called Ahmed or Mohammed, which of course has religious reasons. So I decided his name is Mohammed. I don't know what he is, but I think he's super cute. So I'm going to start off by cutting out this cute seahorse. So I cut him out and I inked him up already, but now I just saw this page again with Mohammed. And I'm thinking maybe Mohammed should be on the cover. I don't know. But I also really like this here. So I'm thinking now exactly what I said I'm not going to do. Is to use this as a background image, and then maybe we can either put the seahorse, but I would fussy cut him, or Mohammed inside this. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to tear around this and then I'll fussy cut both of these. So here's Mohammed and here's a little seahorse. And as much as I wanted Mohammed to be the star of this journal, I think Mr. Seahorse here is stealing his show because he's just more vibrant. So I just think he stands out so much better. And seeing this now, I think I want to tear around this image, kind of like in an oval, and I will ink up Mr. Seahorse. So I've inked around this as well, and I decided I'm going to name him Ahmed. And by coincidence, I just love how the bubble papers work so well with our Under the Sea theme. And I thought maybe to add some more texture, I could add some coffee dyed cheesecloth underneath. But I'm actually not sure if I'm loving this round image on this cover. Thinking I should have left it the way it was. The other option would be to use this image and just tear around it in the rectangular shape and see how that looks. Okay, let's see what that would look like. I think if this is going to be a cover image rather than a background image, I would want the colors to be more vibrant. Because what I like here is the beautiful blue and the green, and this one is much more toned down. But the format, of course, works better. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this option and brighten up the image a little bit. So for the seahorse, I'm going to take my Reflex Orange Amsterdam acrylic ink, which is translucent. So I think if I paint over him a little bit, we will still see the actual image. You could also use markers, water-soluble wax pastels, watercolors, acrylics, anything you want. Definitely makes him stand out a bit more. For the green here, for the coral, I'm going to try my Neon Color 2 wax pastel from Caran d'Ache in the color Spring Green. That's not doing a whole lot. A little bit, I guess. And for this red coral, I'm going to take my Scarlet Red. And obviously, I'm not going to pass up an opportunity to add some gold. So this is my Van Gogh Gold watercolor. Okay, so I've glued it on, and this is what it looks like now. You can see a lot of gold shimmer there. And I don't know if you noticed, but he has wings. And as you can see, I added some gold to him as well. And then I thought, since there's some shells here, let's add some real shells. These I think are actually from the Red Sea, so how perfect is that? This is similar to what I did with Rhonda's items from the 5-item challenge. And now I get to have it on my cover. That makes me happy. How about like that? So let me glue those on with my matte gel. So this was the tag I made with Rhonda's 5 items. I will link this video for you below as well. And as you can see here, maybe I added some sand here as well, which I think is a really cute idea. So I want to do that here as well. So what I used is I have this very fine white sand, which I have from a store for interior decoration. And this time I'm going to mix it with my matte gel. Last time I think I used this matte medium, which is a lot thinner, but this time I will try it with this one. If you want to do something like this, maybe you have like some grit paste or something like that. If you're also currently in a heat wave, I hope you're staying cool and hydrated somehow. Here currently it's like, I think around 36, 37 degrees Celsius, which is, I think, around 98 or 99 Fahrenheit. It's hot. And I don't have any cooling system here. So what I usually do to survive is either to put my feet in some cold water, like a bucket of cold water, or to put a cool wet towel around my shoulders just for a little bit. That helps. And I just realized that we can add Mohammed to the scene. Yay! They can both be stars of this planner. I have dried this sand with my heat gun. Not the best option for a heat wave, but it's done. So now we can move on to the inside. So as always, I'm going to start off with a welcome page for August. So I'm going to take this right side of my August overview monthly calendar. So there's two more things I'd like to mention about this paper. So in the background of all of these pages, you see here these bubbles. That's actually this bubble paper that I have. So I think that goes so well with the ocean theme. And also here and on another one of the backgrounds, you see these Egyptian receipts. Those are actually from my last trip to Egypt from June. And this and the other receipt that's in these digitals is also available as a freebie, which you can also find linked below. Then I'm going to take this Hello August from my notes sheet. And I have this beautiful green, very soft netting here, which I got from the supermarket. This is where the limes were inside that I bought. And I think this green is beautiful together with this seaweed, seagrass, whatever this is. So I want to add some of that underneath my Hello August, just a little piece. Moving on to the next page, I'm going to add my August monthly. Next comes my step tracker, which will hopefully be filled by the end of August. In this heat wave, it's really hard to get those steps in. If I don't wake up early enough, it's already too hot, and then until it gets cooler again in the evening, it's like 9 p.m. and then I'm too tired. And then let's add the first week. Maybe I will leave this empty to do something else, and then we'll add the first week here. And in case you missed it when I showed you the digital versions, if you are in another hemisphere and you are in winter right now, but you like this kit, I offer these calendar pages without dates as well. So you can use this any time of the year. And this is, of course, the page where my notes and my gratitude go. So I'll cut out 2 of these and I'll add those here. And then I've cut these out. These are from the ephemera page 4, which has these 2 envelopes that I showed you before. And these circles are perfect for a 1.5 inch circle punch, or otherwise you obviously can cut them out by hand as well. So let's add something fun here. Maybe the fish down here. Is that a clownfish? I think so. And one here. Yeah, I think that livens up the page a little bit. Oh, should we add another one up here maybe? No, that's a bit much. I like my 3s, but in this case it's too much. There. Then I'd also like to add something here, maybe on this one. How about one of these little pockets and a tag? I think that would look really cute here. Which one shall we take? I think I'll take this one and this huge jellyfish to go with these jellyfish. And for these parts, if you don't have a fitting circle punch, I think it's easiest to fold that just up there and then to just cut out that part instead of trying to cut out the half circle. Oh, I guess I didn't fold it well. You still see a white edge. Okay, well maybe you can do that better than I just did. Like that. So that can go here. And it already has this beautiful background. This is actually a page from Nadia's beautiful journal that I work in on most Sundays for my junk journal snacks. But I was trying to get rid of some of the bulk, so I tore some of the pages out. But I still love them, so I'm happy to use them in other journals. And I'm backing this tag with cardstock because I don't like it when my tags are so flimsy. And maybe I can find a piece of lace in my lace jar to add on top here. That's an option. What about this color to go with the jellyfish? Don't know. Or some yellow to go with these fish. Nope, not. Okay, let's go with the color. I heard you. Happy? That can live in here. Okay, I think it's time for my book reviews. So thank you so much if you're staying for those. I'm so happy if you're interested in books as well. So I again have 2 thrillers. I'm on a streak with the thrillers. He Started It by Samantha Downing. So this psychological thriller was recommended to me by one of my wonderful viewers, Sandy. Thank you again, Sandy, for this recommendation. So this was my first book by Samantha Downing, but most likely not my last. So let me just quickly read you the synopsis. Beth, Portia, and Eddie Morgan haven't all been together in years, and for very good reasons. We'll get to those later. But when their wealthy grandfather dies and leaves a cryptic final message in his wake, the siblings and their respective partners must come together for a cross-country road trip to fulfill his final wish and, more importantly, secure their inheritance. But time with your family can be tough. It is for everyone. It's even harder when you're all keeping secrets and trying to forget a memory, a missing person, an act of revenge, the man in the black truck who won't stop following your car, and especially when at least one of you is a killer and there's a body in the trunk. Just to name a few reasons. But money is a powerful motivator. It is for everyone. I really enjoyed this thriller, even though I didn't like or connect with any of the characters, which speaks to Samantha Downing's qualities as an author, I would say. I kind of had this like sticky feeling throughout the whole book, and yet I just couldn't put it down. There were several shocking twists and a completely unexpected ending. I was so surprised. And I learned that I really enjoy countdowns in books, which in this case was a specific destination at the end of a very strange and dark road trip. I gave this 4 stars. And the second book I have for you today is another B.A. Paris book, The Therapist. So this book falls into the category of domestic thriller, and it was my fourth thriller by B.A. Paris, and she has quickly turned into one of my favorite thriller authors. Again, I will quickly read you the synopsis. When Alice and Leo move into a newly renovated house in The Circle, an exclusive gated community, it is everything they've dreamed of, but appearances can be deceptive. As Alice is getting to know her neighbors, she discovers a devastating secret about her new home and begins to feel a strong connection with the therapist who lived there before. Alice becomes obsessed with trying to piece together what happened, but no one wants to talk about it, and her neighbors are hiding something. So B.A. Paris is a brilliant writer, no doubt, but this is so far my least favorite book of hers. Having said that, I still rated it with 4 stars. The setting of the story just didn't appeal to me as much. The twists were not as shocking. And Alice, the protagonist, was quite annoying at times, and I had a hard time taking her seriously. Overall, it was an enjoyable thriller, but if you have not read any B.A. Paris books before, I would not start with this one. So I'm going to add these in my current journal because I've read them in July. I've already written them down here. I just need to add the star rating. So that was 4 stars for each of them. Let me know if you have read either of those books and if you enjoyed them. So I really hope you enjoy my August kit Under the Sea. Let me know and have fun getting ready for August in your planner. Love you guys. Mwah! Mwah!
The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you spin around.